Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll start with chapter 6, Geography, Measure Landforms of the Earth. Yes. So we have already discussed about the mountains. Yes. So basically there are three major type of mountains we discussed, which was fold mountain, block mountain, and then volcanic mountain. I also told you about the formation of those mountains, as well as we discussed about. Am I audible? Am I audible to you? I don't think so. Okay, audible. I forgot this. Okay. So what I was telling that we discussed about the three types of mountains and the formation of those mountains, and also some of the examples we have gone through. And I asked you as the homework to draw three different world maps, and in one world map you need to show me the fold mountain, second one you need to show me the block mountain, and the third one you need to show me the volcanic mountain, which I explained in the example. Those mountains you need to show in the world map. You need to draw it. Don't copy paste or don't paste any picture in the world. Okay, now if I say there is one more mountain, which is residual mountain. Okay. Now this residual mountain, if you see, these are formed out of the existing mountain. Okay, these are formed out of existing mountains. So, suppose if there is any fold mountain, if there is any volcanic mountain, or if there is any block mountain. So, this mountain is formed from those mountains. Okay. So, basically what happens because of the wind, because of the water, or because of the glaciers, the mountains which are there, like block mountain or fold mountain or volcanic mountain, these mountains breaks, okay, because of wind, water, or any other element. So these breaks, and now when they break and they veer away from the main mountain, these residual mountains are formed. Like if you see, suppose this is a fold mountain. Okay. Suppose this is a fold mountain. Okay. Now what happening like this? So suppose because of heavy rain or flood, because of any issue, this mountain has been broken away. Now this mountain may come here. Okay, like this. So this mountain which has been broken from this fold mountain, this will be known as residual mountain. Okay, this is known as residual mountain. That means this is broken from the main mountain. That is veered away from the main mountain. Okay. So main mountains which we have are fold mountain, volcanic mountain, and block mountain, and from that one residual mountain is being formed. Okay. So in this we have Catskill Mountain, which is there in India. So that is also the residual mountain. So when because of the wind, water or glacier, the mountain is veered away. So whatever is remaining, that is called residual mountain. Okay. Suppose this is the mountain and only this part has been broken. So only this part has been gone, veered away. Okay. So this part will be called, this remaining part will be called residual mountain. Okay. So basically it is formed from the main mountains. Okay. Now we already discussed about the advantages of mountains. What are the advantages of mountains? In advantages of mountains, if you see, the mountains have rivers, and by those rivers, what we get? First thing which we get from the rivers, which comes from the mountain, is water. Right? Water which is used in different things, which is very essential for our survival. Now, from the river water, what are things we can do? We can use it for drinking purpose, for our household chores, then for generating hydroelectricity, for we can reserve those waters, and those waters can be used for irrigation in the field. Farmers can use that water for the irrigation purpose. So, if you see, many advantages are there of the river which is originating from the mountains. Then, if you see, it also provides us the building materials like granite, marbles, limestone. These things also come from the mountain. Then you have diamonds, rubies, like this, whatever natural resources are there, they also are found in the mountains. Okay. Then also, if you see on the river valley and the terraces of the mountain, the crops also has been grown. Terrace farming is being done, and also in the valley of the river, as the river is going from that way, so river valleys are having very fertile land, and like this they are used for farming also, cultivation also. Also, it is shelter for wild animals, right? And also the grass which is there on the mountain, it can be used for the grazing purpose for the cattle. As well as, if you see, medicinal herbs and all can be found there in the mountains. As mountains are having forests, very dense forest mountains are having. So you can have herbs there, medicinal herbs can be found, as well as fodder, as well as you can find resin, gum. This kind of thing can be found from the forest. Okay. Also, it is a tourist place for tourism purpose. Also, it is used. The tourists used to go there. They used to do river rafting, paragliding. So that kind of activities can be done there. So, as per the tourist view, that places are very significant, right? So, these are the advantages of mountains which we have already discussed in the previous classes. Now, what are the limitations of the mountains? What are the limitations of the mountains? So, if you see, when we talk about the limitations of the mountain, they don't have fertile soil. That means, if you go downwards in the river valley, the soil is fertile, but when you go upwards, the land is fertile. Okay. The fertile soil. It lacks in fertile soil. Also, if you see, the transportation, the physical communication and transportation is very difficult. difficult. The vehicles will come here. It is not possible for the high mountains, right? We cannot take the vehicles on the high mountains. So that is also the limitation of the mountains. It is very difficult for the people to climb mountains and also to take vehicles there, right? Now, these mountains are having very cold climate. Very cold climate. The mountains are having very cold climate. Okay. Also, less availability of land is there. Why there is less availability of land? Because see, this is how mountain is. So, where will you find a flat land for the crops? There is no flat land on the mountains. It is a steep slope, right? And as we know, as we go higher from the earth's surface, the temperature decreases. When you go high, the temperature will decrease. So that is also the reason. We have read this in atmosphere, chapter atmosphere. So when you go high, the temperature decreases. And that is why if you see on the, after a certain height on the mountains, they have snow, ice. They have ice because the temperature decreases when we go higher. So land is not available here. Flat lands are not available here. You know, you won't, like all kind of cultivation cannot be done on the terraces. Yes, everything cannot be grown in on the terraces. Right? Only some crops are there which you can grow on the terrace. What is terrace? You would be knowing. In class 5 I have taught what is terrace. What they do, they cut this like this, okay? They will cut like this, they will cut the slopes, okay? They will cut the slopes and they will just log it out, okay? They will block the land, they will cut it in terraces. You would have seen tea farming. Tea is grown like that. Okay. When you will see tea farming, that is done on the terraces. So everything cannot be grown on the terrace. Different crops need different kind of climate to grow. Different kind of things they need to grow. So everything cannot be grown on the terraces. Many of the crops need flat lands and that is not available on the mountains. Okay. Anyone any questions till now? Anyone is having any questions till now? You may ask. Otherwise we'll go ahead. Yes, Varsha is telling they cut the land and make step to grow crops. Yes, that is what I told, that they cut the slopes and they make the terraces. They make it like step and they grow crops. But the thing is, everything cannot be grown on that. And also, as the mountains are having high altitude, it is going high, right? So after a certain height, it will get a very low temperature. It will become very cold, right? So that is also a reason. So everything cannot be used. All the part of the mountain cannot be used. If you see the Everest and all, the people who are climbing on the Everest, they need to take oxygen with them. The less oxygen is also available on the height, right? As you go high, the oxygen level will decrease. Yes? oxygen, carbon dioxide, these all are the gases which are found in the lower layer of the atmosphere, right? So here you find oxygen and all, but mountain is not till here. Mountain is still like that, right? It is like that. Yes. So after a certain height, will not get oxygen also. The level of oxygen will decrease. So it is very difficult for the people. People will not able to live in such kind of climate, right? Such kind of scenario. Is there any question till now in this? Okay. So now we'll start planes. No questions. So now we will discuss about planes. What are planes? So large stretches of flat land, generally not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. We have also discussed about what is mean sea level. So basically, if in your copy you have white page, you can draw, or you can draw it in A4 size paper and you can paste it in your copy. Keep it in your copy only, okay? If you are drawing it in A4 size paper, staple it in the copy and just fold it and keep it in the copy, okay? Because if you will draw on the ruler page, it will be not visible properly to me. So it will be better if you draw it on white page, okay? So what are plains? Plains are the large stretches of flat land, generally not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. See, what does this mean? Large flat stretches of land. Okay, large stretches of flat land. That means they are very large and they are flat lands. And if you see the mean sea level, suppose this is the 0 degree, this is the mean sea level. So it will be not more than 200 meters. Okay, not above 200 meters. So this will be the plains. But if you see the mountains, they are very high, right? If you see the plateaus will be also high. Okay. So we will discuss plateau later, but now you need to understand that flatlands are large stretches of plains are the large stretches of flatlands, and they are generally not more than 200 meters above the mean sea level. Okay. Now, how are they formed? This is very important. How are they formed? The formation of plains. So plains are formed Rivers. Plains are formed by rivers. The rivers flow down the slopes of the mountains and erode them. Then they deposit their load consisting along their courses and in their valleys. So see what happens, plains are formed by rivers. Okay, and the rivers flow down the slopes of the mountains and erode them. Then they deposit their load consisting of stone, sand and silt along their courses in the valleys. So this is how formation of plains takes place. Now we will understand this, how it is done. Suppose this is India. This is India. Okay. So in this side, you have Himalayas. Yes. In the north side, you have Himalayas. Now from Himalayas, many rivers are originating. Yes. The rivers are originating from Himalayas. Now, as you know, how are the mountains? We just discussed. The mountains are having steep slopes, very steep slopes. So this is how mountains are, very steep slopes they are having. Now from where rivers are basically coming, so in the upper side of the mountains you have snow, ice, right? Now they will melt and they will come. Also the glaciers are there. Glaciers are there in the height. So they melt and the river flows. Now from when the river is flowing from here on the steep slope, it will come very fast in the speed. Yes or no? When you ride bicycle, the people who know how to ride the bicycle, they must be knowing when you are going through a slope. So when slope comes, the bicycle or vehicle goes very fast. Yes. And when it comes on the plain land, when the surface is plain, then it will go on the normal speed, right? But when you have to again climb high, the vehicle needs more support to go, right? It is difficult to climb high. When you ride bicycle, what happens? When you need to go up, you need to put more pressure. You need to put more force. Right, then only it will climb. But when it is coming down from the slope, without any force, it will go down. In fact, you have to put brakes also. Right, otherwise it will go very fast. Right, so the same way, when river is coming from the slope, it is coming in a full speed. So when it is coming in full speed, like when we talk about flood, what happened in flood? The water is coming in speed, it destroys houses also. Such a strong building, you see. Right? Such a strong building, and when flood will come, it will destroy. It will just destroy the buildings in it. Right? So such a pressure water is having. So the same way river water is coming from the glacier, it is coming in speed. And now it is eroding everything. That means it is breaking the parts. Now here, parts of the mountain, also whatever rocks, pebbles, whatever is there in the way, it will just take it along with. Okay, it will erode, it will break the parts of the whatever is there here. Okay, parts of the mountain and all. So like this, it will erode them. when it comes on plain land, it will slow down. Like the bicycle, when it comes on flat land, it slows down. Right? So the same way, it will slow down when it will come here. It will come here. So when it is coming from here, it is coming in full speed, and when it will come here, it will slow down. Now whatever things river has brought with it, what all things it will bring? It will bring stones, sands, silt, alluvium. Alluvium, I have explained, alluvium are the fertile soil, right? Alluvium. So those things river will bring with it. Now when it will bring and when it will slow down, it will, now the strength of the water of the river is not having that much strength that it will take everything. Now its strength become lesser, right? So it will now deposit the things on different places. Okay, now the river water will deposit the things, sand, silt, on the river banks, it will deposit the things, right? Alluvium, which is very fertile soil. So those things it is bringing from mountain, and now it will settle down when the speed of the river will slow down. So like this, these plains are built. Okay. So whatever the sand, silt, whatever it will bring with it, it will deposit it in different places, and that is how the plains are built. So it is a continuous process, right? Continuously this is happening, and since millions of years it is happening. It is not done in one day, that one day river will come and it will deposit. It is happening from millions of years. And that is how slowly and gradually depositing, right, the plains have been built. Okay, this is how the plains have been built. Okay, so is there any question in the formation of the plains? The plains are built by the rivers. They are formed by the rivers, and when rivers come from the mountains, they erode them. That means they break them. The erosion happens, and when they come to flat land, they slow down, and then they start depositing the things which it brings with it. Okay, that is sand, stone, silt, okay, alluvium. So these things it will deposit, and like this the plains are formed. So as the plains are formed by these rivers, these plains are very fertile. Okay, they are very fertile. We'll read about this in the further class. Before, when the plains were not built, what were they? Okay. See, now we know that we have plain here, and how it is formed, that we are understanding. Okay. Now I already told this is happening from millions of years. Earth is there when nothing, like we people came very late, no? We came very late. So before us also there were many different creatures on the earth. So that time also the plains were there. But yes, every time there is change in the formation, land formation. Okay, landforms. Every time there is change in the landforms. Okay. So what was there before this? If we talk about different plains, they have different stories. Here in India we have northern plain. In India we have northern plain. Okay. So before northern plain, what was there? That is a very different story. And each place is having a very different story. And we are not going to study the specific stories of different places. Okay, we are just reading this chapter in general what happens. Okay, so what was there before northern plain and all, that is a very different story which we are not going to study in this chapter. Any question? Anyone? Any question related to this topic? The question which you are asking, sir, that question is, we have to go and dig way ancient history, before ancient history. So it is a very, what do you say? Ancient history, we need to go and study what was there. And we are reading geography here. Any other question, anyone? If no, we will end it here and we'll continue it in next class. That is tomorrow, I think. Thank you, everyone.